Could come in and purchase another spot and
Yeah.
have a bigger one, we don't know.
I don't think we're gonna get MGM in here.
Probably not.
Have you been able to determine a minimum or a fair number for the city? I don't expect you to.
I have a
it out,
number,
but
I have a number.
okay. I didn't know if you had time to study and to do that yet or not
A little bit,
prior to this.
a little bit, but I wouldn't say it because I don't know if I'm way low or way high, so.
No, I understand.
Yeah,
I think that if we're going to go ahead with the request for proposal, we leave it vague like this, throw it out, see what sticks, see what we get back. And I've voiced my opinion before, my worry is that we're gonna be doing this in a year from now again, so.
That's
Dragging out.
that's
Or 6
something.
months.
Can we?
Or 5 months.
I didn't. That's something that I was going to ask about. Length or the term.
yep, I have in here, proposed terms of the lease, how much the rent the applicant is willing to pay monthly, and what is the requested length of the contract. There again, I think we'd want to consider somebody who is offering a 5-year lease versus someone who's offering a 6-month lease.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I say we're going to then wait
We'll see what they propose.
the responses.
They may say a
Okay.
year, someone may say, hey, I'll do this for 20 years, or,
Well,
who knows?
Do you need to say in here that it would be a triple net lease? They
What-
would need to know that.
What I put in here was,
Are they responsible for all the utilities?
ensures the proposed business generates sufficient lease revenue to the city of Rushford, so the community will not have to pay taxes and other associated costs that go along, with city retaining ownership of the building. So
So the
there
triple
again,
net is, the lease, the real estate taxes and utilities, and insurance. Real estate taxes, utilities, and insurance.
That's what triple net
That's a
means?
triple net lease.
Oh. Okay.
that's why I put associated costs,
Okay.
because they may throw something else in.
Taxes, insurance.
They may say, you know what, we'll clean the place and
Yeah.
we'll pay for depreciation of the equipment. I mean, that would need to be taken into account as well.
So the lease is just one lease gets the building and the equipment that's in it, and one lease cost.
You get a key. And 1,730 owners.
So you're looking for a motion for this, is this true?
No, I don't think I needed, I just needed to know if you had any input
Oh,
before I
okay.
let this thing hit the, and if you have something, I won't put it in the paper until next week, so if you wanna take some time and look at it and sit down and visit with me, to sharpen it up, we can do that.
As long as we're fortunate enough to have our former liquor board or liquor commission members still on the council next year, would it make sense to also keep them involved
The other
as
members, or us two,
the council members is what I'm referring to.
I would limit to just the council members, I wouldn't have the
Right,
other people
right.
put in.
Yeah,
No,
no, just the council member.
But to do what, Vern? If you're gonna lease
To
it.
evaluate the,
To review these and
Oh, to
provide
review,
some-
oh,
To
okay,
request for proposals and bring
yeah,
recommendations.
Yes.
report back to the first meeting in February.
yeah, that makes sense.
okay. So if anybody has any additional language or thoughts, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm gonna put that in the papers probably next week.
When you have the final, could you send one? A
Well,
copy to me?
that is the final, unless we
Well-
give you some changes, right?
I might change a couple of things around.
To me.
Will do.
Anything else? All right, let's move on to 8D, consideration of approval of signing a letter for the USDA accepting the opportunity for funding in the form of a loan and a grant for the Rushford Library City Hall project. See attached staff report.
Your Honor and Counsel, this goes back to this USDA loan that had been secured for Library City Hall project. We've, the mayor and I met with Shane and Lori Schmidt from USDA back in early December. Talked about what these funds could be used for, how much did we have to take, when would it be due, when would we have to sign official notice for taking it. All I'm trying to do is preserve the options for the city for as long as possible. They need an answer. And so the answer, what they're asking for is that the mayor be authorized to sign this letter, which, as you can see by the email string that I've sent, is not obligating us at this point. They're not gonna, if we decide not to take the money, USDA is not gonna sue the city of Rushford to take the money. We could take it and give it back to them the next day if we wanted to. What this does is it preserves the options for whatever the city decides to do.
What is the status of, for the muni, there's another 80,000 plus that we could draw?
But wasn't there something for the sign?
There was some signage,
But it was about
There was
90,000 holdback.
There was a 10,000, or
Yeah,
10%, wasn't it?
There's a holdback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When do we get that?
I guess they have to say that it's finalized or whatever. And then there's certain ones that where they've done the holdbacks, they'll finalize a bunch of them at one time.
Have we spent that money? I mean,
Yes,
they don't give
yeah.
us money that we haven't spent.
Yeah, we've
So
already spent it, so it's,
PWs have
yeah.
been filed on
it's
it.
already been
Yeah.
filed.
Holdback was spent, the only thing that was left was like, what was it, 20,000 or something for signage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the signage was.
So, that
Okay.
depending on, what happens with that building, we may need, anyway.
And the money then from the community center?
400 and something thousand.
Yeah, whatever that was.
That has currently been applied for the new library, and that is sitting in FEMA's hands in Chicago.
Neil heard on it.
No, it was approved at St. Paul and forwarded to Chicago for final dispensation. I would have to think, if we're gonna talk about crystal balls, that project would fly for the intent of the money. It's a bricks and mortar type thing.
Well, with that, knowing that we have that in our pocket, basically, I would say that we should decline that loan.
We don't need to make that decision right now.
When do they
Well-
want an answer?
Well,
We're trying to give them an answer one way or another tonight, and the answer that some people want, of course, is yeah, we're gonna, Steve said it himself, we're gonna keep this on the line as long as we can. And I guess what I'm suggesting is that we let it go. We're gonna give up, we're gonna give up something that we don't really have a use for right now.